Mr. Lamada. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Lamada, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely. Won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing story time with Mr. Lamada. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Lamada, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely. Won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing.
Good morning, and welcome to Storytime. Thank you so much for joining me today. I am glad that we are here together. Another amazing story awaits. Thank you for being here with us. And today we're getting our hands dirty as we'll be out there in the garden, digging about, planting stuff. Of course, spring is upon us. I know it might not feel like it in certain spaces, but it is here. It is coming. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. I'm glad that we're here together, and we do have a wonderful book to read today, coming to us from Familius Books, and this one is called G is for Garden. Yes, this one coming right up, and it is written by ASHLEY Mireles and illustrations by VOLHA Kaliaha. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. Familius, thank you for allowing us to read this one here on Storytime. Get ready, get comfortable, get cozy as we'll be getting started with our story very, very shortly. G is for Garden. Thank you so much for joining in. And of course, S is for Storytime, and we're here together. Another wonderful day awaits. Thank you so much for joining in. Happy Wednesday wherever you are. I hope that it has been good so far, and I hope that it just gets better and better for you. Thank you so much for being here. Please, as always, let us know where you're joining in from and who is joining in with you. And of course, if you're joining in alone, you are still welcome to the Storytime community. Thank you so much to everybody that has joined us. Of course, yesterday we did have an amazing guest here with us, Amber Lee Williams, talking about her brand new book, The Bee Without Wings. I hope you enjoyed it. If you missed it, go back to the archives. It is right there. And of course, find the book where you find books. Find it at your local library. Talking of new books, we do have another brand new book coming out on May 11th. And yes, you guessed it, Jack the Library Cat will be here on Storytime. And that one will be read here for us by Marietta Apollonia. And cannot wait for that. Congratulations to you on your brand new book published by Albert Whitman. Thank you so much for being here with us on Storytime. And please do send us your recommendations. We want to hear about them. We want to know what books are out there, because we've not come across all of them. And you know that maybe what you like, we may not have delved into yet. So if you know any books that you like seeing here on Storytime, like read here on Storytime, please send them our way. Send those titles our way so we can look them up and, of course, look into permissions and try and bring them here to you to Storytime. Thank you so much for being here. And, of course, a very good morning to you. Well, let us see who is with us this morning, ready to enjoy a wonderful story, ready to enjoy a beautiful book, ready to get their hands dirty as well as we dig together in the garden. Thank you so much for joining in. Good morning to you. How are you doing today? Thank you for being here. Owen, and of course, Christine Carsten say he's excited to see flowers. Well, I love flowers too. Excited with you there. And a big thank you indeed to Ari and of course, Megan out in Kentucky for sending us this beautiful spring picture right there. Thank you so much for joining in. Please keep sending us your images. Thank you to everybody that has sent us one or two or many, many more. Please do keep sending them to us as we want to keep sharing them here on Storytime. Doesn't that look beautiful? Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. Good morning to you, Owen. And of course, good morning to you, Christine Costa. Good morning to you as well. How are you doing today? Erin and Clara out there in Massachusetts. And of course, with Tara as well. And it will be fairly warm today. Well, enjoy that fairly warm weather out there in Massachusetts. Thank you so much for joining in. Oakland is very wet right now. We got rain and strong winds too yesterday. So hopefully today, all that kind of eases up a bit because we had ferry transportation being cancelled for the day, or at least delayed, and then also just the roads were awful or terrible. I was lucky yesterday. I got to work from home, but still, like many, just listening to the news and watching the news, you saw so many people that were stranded on the Bay Bridge. In particular, there was a truck that had turned over on its side, and so blocking the way, and so yeah, many people were stranded quite a bit. But yeah, hopefully better today out here in Oakland and in the Bay Area in general. Thank you so much for joining in. Tara McNamara, of course, to enjoy that wonderful day out there in Massachusetts. Erin, Clara, and of course, Tara, thank you so much for joining in Story Time. Good morning to you, Sarah and Nathan, out in gray and damp Illinois. Well, thank you so much for joining in. We'll take that gray away. We're going into the garden. Whether bad weather or not, we'll be in there. G is for garden. We're here for that. Thank you so much for joining in, and say hope you're safe, doing safe with the weather your way. Yeah, it has been some crazy weather out here, but so far so good where we are. Lost power for just about an hour yesterday, so not too bad at all. Not complaining. And just, yeah, definitely thinking of those that have been affected more adversely. But thank you for checking in. Absolutely appreciate you. Appreciate that love. Thank you so much for being here. Amanda, where's Sarah and Nathan out there in gray and damp Illinois? But trust me, it won't stay in damp much longer if we have anything to do with it. Thank you so much for being here. Absolutely appreciate you. Good morning to you, Sharon Lungo, and of course, Soraya, joining us today from Oakland as always. Well, thank you so much for being here. Been homesick, but headed back to school today. Well, good, thank goodness for getting stronger, feeling stronger, and we hope that your school day is good, and hopefully all those little things that have been keeping you away stay away. Thank you so much for joining us on Storytime. G is for garden. G is for garden, coming to us from Familius. Get ready for this one. Thank you for being here with us on Storytime. And as you know, too, Marietta Apollonia has a brand new book that will be coming out, so look out for that one. May 11th, 2023, it is coming, and Marietta and Jack the Library Cat will be here on Storytime. A wonderful lineup that we have for you this week. Of course, we've looked at Forever or a Day from Sarah Jacoby, The Bee Without Wings, Amber Lee Williams. Today we have G is for Garden, and then of course Inosanto Nagara on Thursday with the things we're for. Did you ask all the things we're for? Well, you're about to find out this Thursday. And then, of course, the Browdest Color will close us out on Friday. Thank you so much for being here with us. Get ready, get comfortable, get cozy as we get ready for our story for today. See you on the other side of this short break.
How you doing? This is Jonathan Marshall. I'm author of the books I'll Be Right There, Does It Rain Food, and also on the way, Me and My Kazoo at the Zoo. And you're here with Storytime with Mr. Lamata.
Hi, everyone. I'm Amanda with Amanda Weltman Photography. I'm a photographer and printmaker based in the Pacific Northwest, and I believe that your face deserves wall space. Enjoy today's story time with my favorite storyteller, Mr. Lamata.
Welcome back. Thank you indeed. Jonathan Marshall, Does It Rain Food? If you've not read it yet, please read that one. And of course, to Me and My Kazoo at the Zoo, among many other books that he's written. So please check out Jonathan Marshall at Jonathan Marshall Writes on Instagram. And of course, find those wonderful books. Ask for them at your local library. Why not? And then, of course, Amanda Waltman out there in Seattle, Washington, doing all the pictures out there. So if you're ever looking for photos and you're out there, or indeed you can get her to where you are, why not? Amanda Waltman Photography, and she says, your beautiful faces deserve war space. Absolutely agree. G is for garden. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime today. This one coming to us from Familius Books. Thank you indeed to them for allowing us to read such amazing books here on Storytime, a gardening ABC primer. All right, this one is written by ASHLEY Mireles and illustrations by VOLHA Kaliaha. And of course, like we mentioned, a big thank you to Familius Publishing. G is for garden. Well, here we go. A is for aeration. I need to do that. Well, B, oh, look who's back. B is for bees. Yes, plants need the space. They need the air too. B is for bees. Yes, amazing pollinators. And don't even go there. Honey, honey, honey. C is for compost. Do you compost? Does your city compost? Maybe it's time to write that letter to get the city moving. Get compost. D is for dirt. Oh, yes. That's what gardens are all about, right? C is for compost. D is for dirt. E is for enclosure. Oh my goodness, especially if you have chickens around, well, you want to make sure that garden is enclosed. It is well protected. Oh yes, E is for enclosure. And maybe even keep away some of the other animals like squirrels and stuff. F is for flowers. Oh, there you go, Owen. F is for flowers. And thank you, Ari and Megan, for sharing your flowers today. G is for gloves. Yes, protect your hands when you're out there in the garden. Oh, yeah. G is for gloves. Well, H is for hose. Oh. Yes, indeed. Who out there likes to play with the hose? Me too. H is for hose. All right. Hose. And yeah. J is, well, I. Why am I skipping letters here? I is for insects. J is for journal. Oh, yes. Keep track. Keep your records. See what's doing well and what needs what. K is for kit. Ah, yes. Look at that wonderful kit bag there. I need one for my garden. I is for insects. Very important in the garden. J is for journal. And K is for kit. Ah. What's the next letter? What do you think it's all about? Well, L is for limata, is it? No. L is for leaf. Oh, yes. Sorry, I forgot about that. L is for leaf. M is for mulch. Ah, and N is for nursery. Yeah. Do you have a nursery near you? L is for leaf. M is for mulch. N is for nursery. Oh, yes. Are there any other garden tools, things, equipment that we need that begin with the letter N? Something to think about. O is for orchard. Ah, O is for orchard. Any orchards near you? Have you been to pick anything from them? Yum, yum, yum. P is for plant pots. Oh my, with leaves, with stem, with petals. Oh, what else are we forgetting? Well, there's the seeds, there's the fruit. Maybe not labeled here, but we know they're plant parts. And of course, the roots. Oh, so important. Don't forget. P is for plant parts, like leaves, petals, stem, and the roots. And O is for orchard. Wow. How about Q? Well, Q is for quartz. Oh, yes. Quartz is important. Rocks are important in the garden. We need them for aeration. And even just to make things look beautiful. Q is for quartz. And R is for roots. Oh, look how deep they go. R is for roots. Q is for quartz. Who has a rock collection out there? Do you have quartz in that collection? Maybe next time you can show us. What else do we have? Okay, here is another one. What is S for? What do you say? Did somebody say seeds? Oh, yes. S is for seeds. And T is for trowel. Yeah, I need the trowel to dig. S is for seeds. T is for trowel. Well, U is for upright garden. Oh, such a good idea. If you're in a small space, or maybe, you have a space that is tucked away awkwardly and you need something to fill up that space, that upright garden could be the way to go. Check out your spaces, see what you can plug in there. U is for upright garden. Well, how about V? Well, V is for vine. V is for vine. And W is for wheelbarrow. Yes. Important too. V is for vine. And W is for wheelbarrow. How about X? Well, X is for xeriscape. Yes, indeed. W is for wheelbarrow. Now I want to go and push around the wheelbarrow outside. V is for vine. Any vines near you? They always make places look so beautiful, don't they? Creeping up on buildings, on trees. Y is for yard design. Do we have any yard designers out there? Are you landscape architects? Y is for yard design. Love it. And Z is for zone. Yeah. What kind of zone are we in? What kind of plants are native to our zone? Things to think about. But you know what? G is for garden. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime today. That is the end of our story today. Things to think about, of course. Spring is here and we're getting ready for our gardens, whether they're upright, whether they're in small boxes, planter boxes, or indeed you have a big space out in the back. Well, G is for garden. Hopefully you get to doing that very soon. This one is written by ASHLEY MIRELES and illustrations by VOLHA KALIAHA. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime today. And we were reading this one with permission of Familius Books. Catch me on the other side of this short break. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime today.
Hola, my name is Shamile Sayed Mendez, and I am the author of Where Are You From, Furia, and many other books for young readers. You're watching Storytime with Mr. Limara.
Welcome back indeed. Thank you so much for joining in. And of course, a big thank you to Shamila Syed Mendes for that wonderful message. And of course, for all the amazing books that she keeps creating. Thank you so much, Shamila. And hopefully have you back here on Storytime soon. If you've not checked out Where You From or Furia, please do, and many, many others that she has created. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. Absolutely love it that we were here together. Thank you so much for joining in. And Soraya, you said W is for water, which is very important for the garden. Oh my goodness. Yes. I think right now, let me even just write that in the book. We need to change it. We need to add water to that. Well, W is for wheelbarrow. W is for water. Very important. What other things can you think about of those letters in the garden? Thank you so much for joining in. Love it. Soraya, glad that you're feeling better. Have a wonderful day indeed at school today. And I hope that you continue to feel better. Thank you so much for being here with us. And of course, Sharon Lungo, thank you indeed. Hugs to you. Thank you for being here with us on Storytime. Absolutely love it. Good morning to you once again, Christine Costa. Owen, you say awesome book. We're trying to get into more native gardening for our pollinator friends this year. Well, the bees, thank you. We thank you. The environment, thank you. And yes, thank you for playing your part in that way. Thank you so much for joining in. And please share pictures with us. Let us know how that journey is going. Thank you so much for joining in. Christine Costa, Owen, of course, Miles. We're always sending you love as well. Hugs. And hopefully you join us for story time later on. Thank you so much for being here with us, friends. Absolutely appreciate you. Thank you indeed. Amanda West, Sarah and Nathan out there in Illinois. Hopefully it's a little less gray, a little less damp after that beautiful story. And yes, we are staying safe here, doing our best. Thank you so much for checking in. Absolutely appreciate you. And hopefully see you again tomorrow for more story time. Thank you indeed, Tara McNamara, Erin and Clara out there in sunny Massachusetts. And today it will be fairly warm. Well, enjoy it out there. Thank you so much for being here with us. We appreciate you. And we'll see you very soon for more story time. Owen, good to know that you love flowers. Spring is here just for you. And of course, we're sharing a wonderful picture from Ari and Megan out in Massachusetts. And hopefully you are enjoying it. Thank you so much for being here, friends. We appreciate you. We love you here on Storytime. And thank you for being a part of this wonderful community. This has been Storytime for today. This has been Storytime on this wonderful, wonderful Wednesday morning. I hope you're well wherever you are. We'll see you again next time for more Storytime. But before we go, actually, just a reminder too that we do have an amazing story that will be coming out from Marietta Apollonia. Jack the Library Cat will be here May 11th, 2023. Please do check that one out. And of course, if you're wondering what books will be coming, well, we do have amazing books coming up this week. And of course, we do have Inosanto Nagara's The Things We're For coming out to us tomorrow. So please do check that one out. Thank you for being here with us on Storytime. Absolutely appreciate you. And of course, this wonderful, wonderful book will be here. Yes, from the creator of A is for Activist. And you can count on community. Yes, but this time bringing us the things we're for. This has been Storytime for today. This has been Storytime on this wonderful Wednesday morning. I hope that you have a wonderful day. Please stay safe wherever you are and check your weather conditions. If you can, check the weather before you go out so you know exactly what you need to take with you as you go out. And if you don't need to be out, please stay home safe and be safe and enjoy reading books. Enjoy spending time with families. Remember, like the book we read last week, on Monday actually, we only got what we've got. So let's make the most of it. Thank you so much for being here. This has been Storytime for today. Hugs, hugs, hugs to each and every one of you. The warmest hugs today. I love being here with you all. This is definitely a happy place for me. My heart is full again today. Thank you so much. I'll see you again tomorrow. Have a lovely day. Bye-bye.
your favorite stories with this great big smile. You won't leave lonely, won't you start all the reading? We just can't wait to be hearing. Read me all of your stories. Read me all of your stories. Some with people that look like me, others very different from the way that I look and think. Read me all of your stories. Read me all of your stories. Some stories from far away, others right here in my neighborhood. Read me all of your stories. Read me all of your stories. Some with people that look like me, others very different from the way that I look and think. Read me all of your stories. Read me all of your stories. Some stories from far away, others right here in my neighborhood. Story time. Ooh. Story time. Story time with Mr. Lamada. He will be starting soon. Story time with Mr. Lamada, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely, won't you start all the reading? We just can't wait to be hearing. Brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely, won't you start all the reading? We just can't wait to